Okay, so today didn't do any work in the shop, but I did pick myself up a new camera. The old camera, which was this one, was this cheapy one here. That picture actually looks reversed on the monitor on this one here. That's odd. Okay, that's very strange. Anyways, the lost my train of thought. Okay, I'm a little bit puzzled by this camera a bit. I'm assuming that it's recording correctly, but the monitor, when you got the monitor facing towards you to record like this, it's reversing the text on this camera, which is kind of bizarre, a little bit confusing. I don't know. It's just bizarre in my mind. But anyways, to get to it. So I picked up a new camera to replace this one, which was starting to malfunction, and it was a cheap camera. Like, you could have gotten one for like 80 bucks not that long ago. The new camera was significantly more expensive. It's a true 1080p HD unit, and I'm hoping that I'm going to like the output of it a lot better. This one here was supposed to be 720p, and it turns out in talking with the salesman that the CCD sensor was no better than 480p, so that, you know, I was just uploading bigger files for no reason. Regardless, that wasn't the reason why I wanted to shoot this video here. I was watching some videos from one guy, Greg M. Porter, and the Rick Fix, and they were talking about, you know, some of the difficulties of being kind of an amateur, or whatever you want to call it, a garage, you know, restorer, mechanic, whatever you want to call it. And I'll agree. I totally agree with what they were saying. Basically what they were saying was it's hard to know what you're supposed to use when you're doing body work, you know, or painting or any of that sort of fun stuff. Me personally, you know, I started out and, you know, with this hood that's sitting over here. And what I did was I stripped it, which sounded like the right thing to do. It had a lot of a couple layers of paint, including some crappy paint, so I had to strip it down. But, you know, I didn't know what I was supposed to do next. I still am not 100% sure that what I did was correct. You know, I started out hitting it with this, I actually don't have it on my shelf here, but the etching primer, which comes out green and all. And after a while I kind of read a bit and I said, okay, and I was top coating it with epoxy, because the etching primer didn't seem to have much hiding power and all that. So I ended up top coating it with epoxy, or full epoxy. And then I abandoned that pretty quickly, because I said, well, I read about the data sheets on the full epoxy and it said it could go on bare metal. So it was like, oh, okay, well then I'm wasting my time with the self-etching primer. You know, it's just one of those examples of things that's kind of a difficulty for, you know, what you want to call yourself, an amateur, kind of a restorer. And you know, I wish there was a way that, or a place that, or some way to know what you're supposed to be doing with this sort of stuff. Anyways, yeah, I don't really have a lot to add to what they were saying. You can check out their channels because it was interesting. But yeah, one of the biggest hurdles, it seems, is, you know, knowing what's the right way to do something. You know, like I learned a hard lesson with the EDP primer on these doors. You know, I went and I reskinned them with some Tri-Plus skins, and they came in a black EDP primer. I learned the hard way that that stuff doesn't, the EDP primer was delaminating on me after I coated it with the full epoxy. I'd actually went and I'd used an air gun. The full epoxy had lifted off, and I thought I didn't have good adhesion with the full epoxy, but you looked on the back side of the full epoxy and it was showing black, where the actual EDP primer had lifted off the door in a layer. You know, so I figured out, okay, strip these doors. Now the fenders, the passenger side one I did end up stripping because I went and I dinged it, but the driver's side one I haven't stripped, and I don't even know if that's going to end up being a problem. You know, there's all that sort of fun stuff that can be a little bit of a frustration for you, because now, you know, like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, I used the Fullpoxy as a sealer rather than buying a specific sealer. And now I'm thinking myself, well, was that a good idea? I don't know. I guess I'm going to find out when I see how well the paint job lasts, or if it all just flies off as I'm driving down the road the first time I take it for a ride. What do? You just kind of have to live and learn. You know, like this is my first restoration project, or full restoration. Well, first restoration project. What other partial one have I done? In any case, I don't know if I've added anything to the conversation or not, but that's my thoughts for today. Anyways, thanks for watching. Rate, subscribe, and comment. Everything helps. I'm actually now a YouTube partner, but it doesn't seem to have made a big difference in my income. I think I made $5 in the last week. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will be working on the truck. I'm going to try and actually no, what I'm working on tomorrow is epoxy on the cab. I'm going to sand any runs, or just sand out the roughness on it, and then I'll epoxy prime it. And then the plan is that Sunday I'm going to, as I put my hand over my face here, I'm going to cut in the jambs, do the roof of the inside, do the back sides of the doors, and I decided I'm going to kind of paint it in pieces here. Like, I'll cut in all these inside surfaces, then I'm going to put the doors back on, align them, probably ding up the paint that I just put on, and then what I'm going to do is bring the fenders out, cut in the back sides of them, and put the hood on stools, and if I can find all the space for all this stuff, and spray them all separately, but at the same time, so that at least I won't have that different mix of paint, and the temperature and humidity conditions won't have any negative effect on the paint quality, or make it have different shades because I sprayed it at different times. In any case, we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching.